2830, June 2, 10 in the morning. In Linen City, the number 4 high school playground, all the teachers and students of the school gathered here. I'm about to wake up and change careers. I hope I can wake up the warriors, and then I'll have a full stack of defenses, and I can definitely save my life in the face of monsters. Just the ambition to save one's life? I want to awaken the mage. Wouldn't it be fun to put one skill into a large area of monsters? Speaking of joy, I want to awaken the summoner. I heard that you can summon monster girls from other worlds. Hehe, this is the real joy. Yang Wei, ULSP, your thoughts are so filthy, but when you can't fit in your home, remember to find me. My family is very big, so I can help you hide the monster girl. Listening to the discussions around, Liu Yan clenched his fists tightly and looked very nervous. After coming to this world for 3 years and 3 years, he finally waited for this opportunity to change his destiny. 100 years ago, the world was plagued with calamity, and the door to the void opened, bringing in a large number of monsters and alien races, and the entire earth expanded thousands of times. Devil caves appeared frequently, monsters plundered, and human beings were once compressed into living space. Through 10 years of research, human beings have used the power of the Void Gate to digitize the world, and everyone can clearly see their own body data. At the same time, by killing monsters, you can gain combat experience and upgrade your power. However, the premise is that you have to transfer to a combat profession at the age of 18. If you awaken a support profession, you can only become a supporting role for those who awaken to the combat profession. Although the awakening auxiliary profession is relatively safer, it is completely inferior to the combat profession in terms of social status and power to acquire wealth. The strength of the awakening profession is also related to all aspects of its own physical intelligence and intelligence. In addition, even if you transfer to a combat profession, you still need enough combat skills to be able to fully exert your strength. Therefore, in addition to teaching combat skills, the school also needs to improve physical fitness of students. Liu Yan's physical fitness is very poor, but his fighting skills are very high. Liu Yan is an orphan in this world and lives with Luo Liulai, who also came from an orphanage. There is no extra money to buy resources to improve physical fitness, so Liu Yan's physical fitness is far inferior to that of ordinary students, and he looks a little thin. Sister Liulai changed her job to a common swordsman, but in order to improve my qi and blood, she replaced the reward given to me with qi and blood supplements, which caused her to be seriously injured on her first mission. Only by transferring to a combat profession and getting rewards can you save Sister Liulai. Liu Yan looked at the job transfer platform not far ahead, and his expression became more and more nervous. As long as they are transferred to a combat profession, the Ministry of Education will issue rewards, so that students who have obtained a combat profession can improve their strength to face the college entrance examination 3 days later. The rewards obtained by awakening and transferring to professions are the same, and regardless of awakening to a combat profession or an auxiliary profession, they can obtain the qualifications for the college entrance examination. Of course, the college entrance examinations for combat occupations and auxiliary occupations are separate, the content of the examinations are completely different, and the rewards are also vastly different. The rewards of the college entrance examination for combat occupations are far more than those for auxiliary occupations. This time, the job transfer awakening is only to obtain the qualifications for the college entrance examination. The college entrance examination 3 days later is the key point. The score ranking of the college entrance examination determines how many resources you can get, and more importantly, what level of university you can get into. High-level university resources are far more than ordinary universities. And the content of the college entrance examination is to fight against monsters. Liu Yan gathered his mind, because the awakening ceremony ahead had already begun. As long as you walk up to the job transfer platform and put your hand on the job transfer stone, you will be able to awaken in 1 minute. Wang Weiyu, Li Feng, Zhu Yu. One by one, the students whose names were called began to stand on the job transfer platform and began the awakening ceremony. There are 8 career transfer tables in the entire playground, and there are many students lined up in front of the career transfer table on Liu Yan's side. Liu Yan knew that he was at the back, because he was not a student in the regular class, but a student in the follower class. The school's general classes are equipped with qi and blood supplements, which can help students improve their physical fitness, and even have nutritionists who specialize in health care. However, this requires high tuition fees, and students like Liu Yan who can't afford the tuition fees for ordinary classes can only attend follow-up classes. Can attend classes together, no tuition fees, but no other resource benefits. Moreover, there are a lot of followers in the class who can't wake up and change careers, and most of the successful career changers are also auxiliary careers. After all, compared to the ordinary class, their physical fitness is too poor to withstand the power after changing careers. One after another, rays of light rose from the job transfer platform, and the awakening ceremony officially began. Look, Zhu Yu has awakened the mage profession. It is one of the most popular professions. With a wide range of attack methods, all parties will fight for it. It is really enviable. Li Ming has awakened the pharmacist. It's a pity. His fighting talent is quite high. No one can beat him in normal practice. It's a pity that he has awakened the auxiliary profession. Damn it! What's the situation? Yang Wei really awakened the summoner? Could this guy really summon a bunch of monster girls? A noise rose above the playground, and with the light of awakening, the students who came to power began to have new careers. Those who get the combat profession are happy, and those who get the auxiliary profession are annoyed. And those who have not awakened professions are all sluggish, which is unacceptable. After all, as long as the auxiliary profession develops well, it can become a top person, but if there is no awakening to change professions, then it is impossible. Not even qualified to participate in the college entrance examination. Liu Yan, Feng Wei, Ma Xiao Chao. The job change was fast, and Liu Yan didn't wait long when his name was called. With an uneasy mood, Liu Yan came to the job transfer platform, and under the guidance of the teacher, put his hand on the job transfer stone. OM. A ray of light rose instantly. It was a light blue color, mixed with an aura of grey defeat. Liu Yan breathed a sigh of relief. The light lit up, which meant that he succeeded in changing jobs, not failure. The rising light fell, wrapped around Liu Yan's body, and began to fuse the power of transfer. Global digitization allows Liu Yan to mobilize his current information. Name, Liu Yan Level 0 Occupation, Necromancer Skill, none. The following is the physical attribute. Liu Yan's eyes fell on the occupation column, his body suddenly tightened, and then loosened again. Necromancer? Not bad. Although it is recognized as the weakest combat profession in the textbook, it is at least a combat profession. At least there is a reward to help Sister Liulai heal. At this moment, a voice suddenly rose in Liu Yan's ear. Ding! Detect the host's job transfer. The occupational assistance system is turned on, and start to activate. The activation of the system is completed. In order to thank the host for 6 years of nurturing, a random reward will be given. The reward is completed randomly, and the host will be given a second career transfer awakening. Is it open now? Liu Yan awakened the necromancer. He was lucky. He followed the class and got out of the fighting profession. Che, what's the use? It's just the weakest combat occupation, necromancer. It can call a few skeleton soldiers, and the combat effectiveness is very weak. Yet, the number of necromancers is very small. There are basically no top ones, there are very few inherited skills and techniques, and there is basically no potential. But it's not bad. After all, it's a follow-up class. It's good to be able to change jobs successfully. Liu Yan didn't pay attention to the discussions around him, the voice in his head shocked him. System? When he first came, Liu Yan also expected to have his own golden finger. But after 3 years and 3 years, Liu Yan was already desperate, and he didn't expect the system to come out. 6 years of physical pregnancy? The corner of Liu Yan's mouth twitched. No wonder his body was so weak. Even using the qi and blood supplements that Sister Liulai gave him would not have much effect. Before, Liu Yan thought that his physique was too weak, but now it seems that he was absorbed by this occupational support system. But then Liu Yan focused his attention on the reward. Second job transfer awakening, fully explore your potential, carry out a second awakening, and have a chance to awaken a hidden profession. Looking at the description of the awakening from the second job transfer, Liu Yan's heart beat suddenly. Awakening from the second job transfer, is there a chance to awaken a hidden job? You must know that hidden occupations are very rare. Basically, it is only possible to appear in the second rank or even the third rank, and the probability is terrifyingly low. There are only a handful of people in the entire Dragon Kingdom who have awakened their hidden professions in a single turn. Without any hesitation, Liu Yan directly chose the second job transfer and awakening. A dim light emerged directly from Liu Yan's body, enveloped Liu Yan's body, and merged into the pale blue light. Pharaoh, how is your class? 20 people in our class have been transferred to combat occupations. Li Xiao, the head teacher of the 7th class, looked at Liu Yan's head teacher Wang Mud and asked. Wang Mud glanced at Li Xiao, and then said angrily, on my side, there are only 15 people who have changed careers into combat occupations. Wang Mud knew that Li Xiao was here to show off. After all, there were more than 20 people in a class who were transferred to combat careers, very few. 15 or 16 is good, but more than 20 are very rare. Li Xiao said with a smile, Yo, there are only 15? Now there are only a few students in the follower class left, which is probably the case. Tisk tisk tisk, Mr. Wang's title of the top class last year is probably going to be handed over. Wang Mud raised his eyebrows, it's not certain yet. The result of the college entrance examination is the time to decide the top class. Also, there are not 15 people in our class who have been transferred to combat occupations, but 16. Having said that, Wang Mud pointed to Liu Yan on the job transfer platform. Li Xiao squinted and said with disdain, is that a student from your follower class? It's really good that the follower class can awaken the combat profession, but unfortunately he is a necromancer. You don't know the combat power of the necromancer, do you? Summon a few skeleton soldiers? Reality is not a game, and monsters are not fools, so they won't only attack skeleton soldiers. With the physique of a necromancer, it is estimated that he will bid farewell to this college entrance examination after being touched. Not to mention that you, a student, seem to be very frail, and your physique is estimated to be less than 10, so you won't be able to get good grades in the test. Wang Mud snorted coldly, the results of the college entrance examination have not yet come out, and everything is still unknown. Teacher Li should take care of his class. Haha, I don't mean anything else, so I'm just here to chat with you. Since Mr. Wang is not welcome, I'll talk to Mr. Wang after the results of the college entrance examination are released. Li Xiao said with a smile, then shook his head and left, looking very proud. Wang Mud frowned as he looked at Liu Yan on the job transfer platform. Although his class had a combat career, which gave him an unexpected joy, the situation of their class this year was not optimistic. There are only 16 combat professions, and it is estimated that this year's top class will be without him. And at this moment, there was an exclamation in the distance. Boom! A dazzling light rose from the transfer platform in the distance, and then slowly sank into a girl's body. It's a warrior's upgraded professional berserker. I didn't expect the school to have an upgraded combat occupation. Generally speaking, the level-up battle class can only appear at rank 2 or even at level 3. When you just wake up and transfer to a class, you're going to be promoted to a battle class. The future is limitless. I heard that in addition to the fixed rewards, the school will also distribute additional rewards for the upgrade battle class. It would be great if the transfer class I awakened was an upgrade class battle class. What are you thinking? Although the promotion combat profession is not as rare as the hidden profession, it is also very rare. Our school has only produced this one after 10 years. When everyone's eyes turned to this girl, no one noticed that Liu Yan's career change light flickered twice. Second awakening is completed. Congratulations on transferring to a hidden occupation, Undead Monarch. The power of the undead will be dispatched for you at any time. A voice flashed in Liu Yan's ear, and the rays of light gathered into his body. Liu Yan felt that his body seemed to be filled with a force. Name, Liu Yan Level 0 Occupation, Undead Monarch. Liu Yan checked his information, and when he saw the skill column, he found that there were 3 more skills. Innate skill, Undead Deterrence. As the Undead Monarch, all undead will fear your power, and when facing you, their attack and defense will be reduced by 50%. Innate skill, Nether Soul Eater. As the Undead Monarch, you can devour the power of the souls of creatures that cannot be resisted for your own use, and obtain 1% of the opponent's power. Talent skill, Army of the Undead. As the Lord of the Undead, you can command a huge army of undead, and there is no upper limit to the number of undead you can control. Talent skills. Most of the skills of the combat profession are inherited from the experience of the predecessors. UU reading www.uuganshu.com or comprehended by themselves, and those who have innate skills upon awakening can be called geniuses. And Liu Yan, now directly has 3 talent skills. And these 3 talent skills are very abnormal. Undead Shock can be said to give Liu Yan an absolute advantage when facing undead creatures. Now, although there are not many necromancers, and there are very few undead combat occupations, there are quite a few, or even a lot of undead monsters. Liu Yan's talent is still very useful in the wild. And the second talent skill, Nether Soul Eater, is too perverted. It is just like the star-sucking method. Although it can only obtain 1% of the opponent's power, it is also extremely impressive. As for the third talent skill, it directly penetrated the upper limit of the number of undead. You must know that ordinary necromancers can control the number of undead according to their level. At first, they can only control 2 undead. At present, the highest level necromancer is level 65, and the number of undead he can control is only over 100. Although it can improve the quality of controlling the undead and improve the combat power, it is naturally better to be able to control more undead. And now, Liu Yan can directly control the infinite undead. Of course, although there is no control limit, it also needs enough strength to be able to control more undead. But relying on this talent and skill, Liu Yan can completely form an army of undead. At this time, the system sounded. Congratulations to the host for the second job transfer to the hidden profession Undead Monarch. This system will help the host's career growth. The daily tasks are now open, and you can get daily rewards when you complete them. Please check the host. Don't be stunned, let's go after the career awakening. The necromancer is quite good. The teacher around him said in a daze when he saw Liu Yan. Liu Yan regained his senses, nodded, and walked off the stage. At this time, his attention was on the daily tasks. Today's tasks: push-ups, 0/300, burpees, 0/100, pull-ups, 0/200. Complete today's task, you can choose to get one of the following rewards. Reward 1, get 3 free attribute points. Reward 2, get 3 skill attribute points. Reward 3, get a copy of this occupation skill book. Reward 4, I want them all, children only make choices, I want them all, rare options, rarely appear. This is the daily task of the system, which is somewhat similar to the game system. Both free attribute points and skill attribute points are very precious. The former can increase physical fitness, and the latter can increase skill proficiency. Not to mention the professional skill book, which allows you to instantly understand an ability, which is naturally an excellent choice. Of course, compared with the fourth reward, the first three are not very attractive. Rare options, naturally, all of them are required. Liu Yan called out his physical attributes. Strength, 8 physique, 6 agility, 12 intelligence. 20 Liu Yan's strength and physique are relatively low, making him look very weak, but his agility and intelligence are good, exceeding the average of 10 points. Especially in intelligence, Liu Yan is twice that of an ordinary student. After obtaining attribute points, Liu Yan prepared to add them to his physique first, so that his body would not be too brittle. Liu Yan, yes, you have awakened your combat profession. Although he is a necromancer, it is already very good for you. A little fat man bumped into Liu Yan, winked at him and smiled. When Liu Yan saw the other party, he also smiled and said, Yang Wei, you have awakened to the profession you want, but are you really planning to summon a monster girl? Hearing this, Yang Wei raised his brows slightly, with a righteous look. Cut, how is this possible? Am I, Yang Wei, that kind of person? The person I want to summon is naturally the strongest creature. Liu Yan looked at him suspiciously. From what I know about you, it's not like Yang Wei who talks to his classmates all day long. A drop of sweat appeared on Yang Wei's forehead, and then whispered into Liu Yan's ear, be quiet, don't let everyone think I'm a pervert. Also, I'm not lying, I really want to summon the strongest creature. You also know that I am cultivating the knowledge of summoners, and I am waiting for this day. Liu Yan nodded, that's right, you have ripped through the pages of the monster girl in the summoning manual. Liu Yan, don't demolish me. Yang Wei glared at Liu Yan. It's a pity that even with the eyes wide open, that chubby face is not at all lethal, but rather cute. Okay, I won't tell you, I'll go get the reward first. Liu Yan shook his head with a smile, and walked towards the place where he received the awakening reward. Yang Wei is in the ordinary class, but he has a good relationship with Liu Yan, and is his only friend in school. Looking at Liu Yan's back, Yang Wei muttered, what I said is true, I want to summon the strongest creature. But who said that the monster girl can't be the strongest? Yang Wei smiled and was ready to go home impatiently. I wonder if he wanted to hurry back and try to summon the monster girl. Liu Yan came to the place where he received the reward, and learned that the reward for this year's awakening battle profession is an essence supplement and 100,000 yuan. Essence tonic is the concentrated essence of tonic, and an essence tonic can help to improve a point of any attribute, which is equivalent to a point of free attribute. Liu Yan didn't want either, but chose to replace them with a tube of low-grade healing liquid. This was Liu Yan's original plan, to exchange the reward for a healing item for Sister Liulai. A tube of low-grade healing liquid is not enough for Sister Liulai to recover, but at least it can help her stabilize her injuries. After I get a good ranking in the college entrance examination, I can get a lot of resource rewards, and then I can completely save Sister Liulai. Liu Yan, who has obtained the hidden occupation and auxiliary system, is very informative about himself. In this college entrance examination, he will definitely be on the list. A tube of low-grade healing liquid can be exchanged for an essence supplement and 50,000 yuan, and Liu Yan got 50,000 yuan and a tube of low-grade healing liquid. After leaving the school, Liu Yan rushed towards Linen People's Hospital. Room 208 on the second floor of the inpatient department of Linen People's Hospital. On the third hospital bed, Luo Liulai, who was covered in bandages, was frowning at Director Huang in front of her. 38. Why are the medical bills so expensive? Director Huang looked at Luo Liulai's delicate face and said indifferently, you don't have the money for one-time treatment, so intermittent treatment will aggravate the situation, and the medical expenses will naturally be added. When Luo Liulai heard this, she bit her lower lip. She originally thought that she had successfully awakened and changed careers, and could start taking tasks to maintain her life and even help Liu Yan improve her physical fitness. Unexpectedly, she was seriously injured on the first mission. If the rewards at that time were not replaced with qi and blood supplements, maybe he still had the possibility to avoid serious injuries. But Luo Liulai didn't regret it. She and Liu Yan depended on each other. When they were in the orphanage, Liu Yan often gave her leftovers and helped her fight. In Luo Liulai's heart, Liu Yan is her relative. Besides, Liu Yan was weak at the time, and if he didn't have qi and blood supplements to improve his qi and blood, he might not be able to withstand the power of professional awakening. Therefore, it was the best choice to exchange rewards for qi and blood supplements at that time. Yu reading www.yuuganshu.com. When her teammates who went on a mission before knew about it, they also said that she was a helper demon, to which Luo Liulai only replied one sentence. The old lady doesn't fall in love in other people's blood. She can help her as she likes. Can you manage it? With her thoughts gathered, Luo Liulai looked a little anxious. She didn't want to see so many medical expenses on Liu Yan's body. Seeing this, Director Huang said coldly, with your appearance and conditions, if you treat those rich sons as playthings, the other party will pay for the treatment for you, and they will also give you a lot of money. This may be a way to survive. In the face of death, it is best not to insist on the so-called dignity. I have witnessed too many deaths, and when I die, there is nothing left. Director Wang's voice was indifferent, as if he was simply analyzing the way out for Luo Liulai. I have to worry about Director Huang, but Director Huang should just do his part. At this moment, Liu Yan pushed the door open and came in, looking at Director Huang and said coldly. Director Huang was stunned for a while, and then sneered, then let's settle the medical bills first. It has been delayed for 3 days, and the total is 38,000. Liu Yan took out his bank card and the tube of low-grade treatment liquid, and said to Director Huang, directly swipe the card for medical bills, and there is still 12,000 yuan in it. Please pay the fee in advance. This tube of treatment liquid, please give Director Huang an injection to Sister Liulai, thank you. Director Huang was stunned for a moment, then glanced at Liu Yan, then took the bank card and the treatment solution and turned and left. Looking at Director Wang's back, Liu Yan frowned slightly. Director Wang's medical skills were still good, but he was too indifferent. Luo Liulai on the hospital bed looked at Liu Yan handing out the bank card and the treatment solution, and was startled for a moment, then a look of joy appeared on her face. Xiao Yan, have you successfully awakened and changed jobs? Liu Yan looked at Luo Liulai with a smile on his face. Well, Sister Liulai, I succeeded in changing jobs. The smile on Luo Liulai's face was even brighter when she heard the words, but then she blamed Liu Yan. Xiao Yan, you shouldn't reward me for a successful job transfer to change the healing fluid, I'll just hang here, this will affect your college entrance examination 3 days later. Liu Yan heard the words and said seriously, Sister Liulai, if you didn't exchange your rewards for qi and blood supplements to help me improve my qi and blood, I wouldn't be what it is now. I should have done it. Besides, you should be clear about your physical condition. If you don't use the treatment solution, you will have sequelae. Luo Liulai shook her head with a smile, and then continued to ask, by the way, Xiao Yan, what profession did you transfer to? It should be a combat profession, right? Compared with the auxiliary profession, the combat profession is naturally better. Luo Liulai hopes that what Liu Yan awakens is the combat profession. Liu Yan was stunned, then looked at Luo Liulai and said, it's a fighting profession, but it's just a necromancer. Liu Yan thought about it for a while, but he still didn't tell Luo Liulai about his acquisition of the hidden occupation Undead Sovereign. On the one hand, he didn't know how to explain it, and on the other hand, he wanted to be safe. After all, in the Human Federation, assassinations against some geniuses occur from time to time. Although the situation in the Dragon Kingdom is relatively good, it should not be careless. Although he has now obtained the hidden occupation Undead Monarch, he has only obtained great potential and has not yet transformed into his own power. If you can't expose it, it's better not to expose it first. The smile on Luo Liulai's face froze when she heard the words, then she looked at Liu Yan and comforted, although he is a necromancer, at least he is a fighting profession and has great potential for development. Don't be discouraged, Xiao Yan. Luo Liulai is naturally aware of how weak the necromancer's combat power is, and the development potential is not high to be honest. She was just comforting Liu Yan. Liu Yan smiled and said, "Don't worry, Sister Liulai, I still have to get a good place in the college entrance examination. Then I'll look forward to your performance." Luo Liulai breathed a sigh of relief when she saw Liu Yan's fighting spirit. How did she know that Liu Yan was now the undead monarch who acquired the hidden profession? At this moment, there was a knock on the door, and then 3 people in black suits walked in. The leader was a woman with a slender figure, but there was a scar on the corner of her face, which made her look a bit ruthless. Behind her, 2 men followed like a younger brother. "You are Liu Yan?" The woman walked straight towards Liu Yan and asked. Liu Yan frowned, "What do you have to do with me?" The woman said, "My name is Wang Feng, I'm Xing's talent manager. I came here this time to invite you to join our Xinga." Singa. Liu Yan's eyes shrank suddenly. Singa is one of the 3 major gangsters in Linen City, characterized by members dressed in suits and looking like high-class people. But they act ruthlessly and violently, and they have the worst reputation among the 3 gangsters. Liu Yan said without hesitation, "I won't join Singa." Generally speaking, only students who have absolutely no confidence in the college entrance examination, or are very short of money, will directly join such local forces like Singa without taking the college entrance examination. After all, if you succeed in the college entrance examination, you will be able to enter the university. And the resources of the university far exceed these local forces, and it is enough to kill the local forces just by having a mentor to lead a team on a mission. Liu Yan now has a hidden occupation Undead Sovereign, and he will definitely get a good grade. Entering a university is much more than joining Xiong. Although he is relatively short of money now, as long as he ranks high after the college entrance examination, the reward will be enough for Liu Yan to help Luo Liulai completely heal the injury, and there will be a lot of surplus. Wang Feng squinted his eyes and said, "You awakened and transferred to a necromancer, right? The weakest combat profession, don't expect it in the college entrance examination. We have a 25th level necromancer in Xinjia, you can help you in the necromancer. Stand firm on this path. Also, for her injury, we Xinga can also help her treat." Listening to Xinga's condition, Luo Liulai on the hospital bed hurriedly said, "Liu Yan, don't promise her, it's more important than anything else that you get into a good university." Luo Liulai didn't get into the university because of the college entrance examination, so she could only join an organization to take over tasks to live. She didn't want Liu Yan to repeat the same mistakes. Liu Yan also shook his head, "I won't join Singa, you don't need to say more." Wang Feng glanced at Liu Yan and Luo Liulai after hearing this, and then sneered, "A necromancer still wants to be admitted to a university? It's ridiculous, 2 orphans, without financial resources to support the improvement of their physical fitness, are lucky enough to awaken their fighting profession, and joining a local force is just like your only way out. I'm not reluctant. After you fail the college entrance examination, I will talk to you again, but the benefits of joining Singa at that time will not be as rich as they are now." After Wang Feng finished speaking, she left with people without any sloppiness. Liu Yan frowned, it's not a good thing to be targeted by Xinga, but Liu Yan didn't take it to heart. After the college entrance examination, as long as he ranked high, Xinga would not dare to move himself. After a brief conversation with Luo Liulai, Liu Yan left the hospital and went home. He was still thinking about the task to be completed today, all the rewards, but not every time. Wang Feng, who had left the hospital, sat in the car and looked at Liu Yan's back as he left, a chill in his eyes. Tell Hu Wei to have him come to the hospital after the college entrance examination in 3 days to make that Luo Liulai's condition worse. Boy, there is no one that my mother likes who can't not join Singa. You should feel fortunate, if it wasn't for the necromancer from Singa who was seriously injured and dying, the ceremony was missing a link, and my mother would not have taken a fancy to you as a necromancer. With a cold snort, Wang Feng directly asked someone to drive away. Liu Yan didn't know that Wang Feng was ready to attack Luo Liulai. He quickly returned to his dilapidated home in the old city, and couldn't wait to do push-ups, ready to finish today's task first. Liu Yan and Luo Liulai's house was rented, and in the old city, it was quite dilapidated, but there were still a lot of exercise equipment in it. 300 standard push-ups took Liu Yan half an hour to complete. Just as he was about to continue doing burpees, a voice suddenly came from his ear. Ding! After 3 days of testing the host, prepare for the college entrance examination. The achievement system will be activated. If the achievement value reaches a certain level, you can get rewards. The achievement mission is open, and the first achievement mission is launched throughout the school. Famous for the whole school, I won the top 10 in the college entrance examination 3 days later and became a school celebrity. Task reward, 10 free attribute points, 100 achievement points. Is the achievement system enabled? Achieving the mission and moving the whole school? Liu Yan was stunned for a moment, and then a surprise appeared on his face. I originally thought that this career assistance system was to send out daily tasks and give some rewards, but I didn't expect there was an achievement system. It seems that my career assistance system is not simple, and I need to explore it in depth in the future. The top 10 in the school? Although he now has a hidden occupation Undead Monarch, his potential is only increased, and his current combat power is still relatively weak. He couldn't help but put his physique there. Although there are 3 days of daily tasks that can be completed to obtain rewards, no one knows what the rewards for the next 2 days will be. Liu Yan shook his head and smiled casually. What was he thinking about? It is a great surprise to be able to gain so much, and the next step is to improve myself with all my strength. As for whether you can get the top 10 in the whole school, just do your best. Liu Yan also completed the burpees and pull-ups very quickly, and the notification of the completion of the task sounded in his ears. Today's tasks: push-ups, 300/300, burpees, 100/100, pull-ups, 200/200. Completed today's task, you can choose to get one of the following rewards. Reward 1, get 3 free attribute points. Reward 2, get 3 skill attribute points. Reward 3, get a copy of this occupation skill book. Reward 4, I want them all, children only make choices, I want them all, rare options, rarely appear. Is this still a choice? Liu Yan directly chose reward 4, I want all of them. Soon, Liu Yan felt his body warm, and there was an extra skill book in his hand. Without rushing to flip through the skill book in his hand, Liu Yan first checked his attributes. Strength, 8 physique, 6 agility, 12 intelligence, 20. Now there is a plus sign after each attribute, which can be improved. Ness, get 3 free attribute points and 3 skill attribute points. A look of excitement appeared on Liu Yan's face. Free attribute points and skill attribute points were extremely difficult to obtain. Others either obtained attribute points through essence supplements, or obtained attribute points by killing monsters to upgrade. However, he can continuously obtain free attribute points and skill attribute points through daily tasks. With time, he can easily open the gap with others. After clicking on the skill attribute, we will see what the rewarded occupation skill book is, and then consider whether to use it or not. Now we need to consider how to use the free attribute. Liu Yan pondered. Generally speaking, various combat occupations are different and have different emphases, and it is also important to add points. Warriors generally add strength and physique, while mages generally add intelligence, and archers generally add agility. Liu Yan's own intelligence is relatively high, and the hidden occupation Undead Monarch obtained now is not pure mage. The Undead Monarch can perform necromantic spells, and can also fight in close quarters, which is relatively versatile. Besides, reality is not a game, and life-saving is the most important thing. In the end, Liu Yan made up his mind and added all 3 free attribute points to his physique. Strength, 8 physique, 9 agility, 12 intelligence, 20 in Liu Yan's attributes, his physique has become 9 points. At the same time, Liu Yan can clearly feel that his physical strength has increased a lot. The feeling of being thin has also decreased a lot. Liu Yan was very satisfied with this change. Then, Liu Yan set his eyes on the skill book in his hand. Opened the skill book in his hand, a ray of light wrapped the skill book, and then submerged into Liu Yan's body. Liu Yan instantly felt that he had mastered a skill. Undead Nether Armor, Epic Rank, Level 0 Effect, summons the power of the undead, forming a ghost armor around the body, which can resist any form of damage. The current resistance value is 20, the duration is 5 minutes, and the cooling time is 6 hours. Liu Yan was immediately stunned, but he didn't expect to use an epic skill. Now the division of skill levels is primary, intermediate, advanced, master, and epic. At present, the highest known skill level is the epic level. Although it is rumored that there is a legendary level above the epic level, so far there is no legendary level skill. High-level skill books are difficult to obtain. People who need to spend a lot of high-level combat occupations must concentrate their minds, let alone epic-level skills. Master-level skill books are hard to find. And this epic level is well-deserved and very powerful. It can resist any form of damage with a value of 20. That is to say, as long as the creature with strength, agility, and intelligence does not exceed 20 to attack him during the duration of the undead armor, it will be harmless. Moreover, this is only a level 0 effect. Although the duration is only 5 minutes and the cooldown is very long, the life-saving skills are basically the same. The short duration and long cooldown are the characteristics of life-saving skills. Without hesitation, Liu Yan directly added all the 3 skill attribute points he just obtained to the Undead Ghost Armor. Undead Nether Armor, Epic Rank, Level 3 Effect, Summoning the Power of the Undead. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com forms a ghost armor around the body, which can resist any form of damage. The current resistance value is 35, the duration is 10 minutes, and the cooling time is 5 hours. After upgrading the Undead Ghost Armor, the resistance value has reached 35. Because the college entrance examination candidates are all level 0 to participate in the assessment, so every year the level of monsters in the college entrance examination is around 10, and each power will not exceed 20, even if it is a boss, it will not exceed 25. And now, the resistance value of the Undead Ghost Armor is 35. In other words, in the college entrance examination, Liu Yan opened the Undead Ghost Armor, and he could not take any damage during the duration of the Undead Ghost Armor. After the upgrade, Liu Yan also found that the duration increased and the cooldown decreased. If you keep increasing the level of the Undead Ghost Armor, I don't know if it will be able to achieve the effect that the duration exceeds the cooling time. But what shocked Liu Yan the most was that he didn't realize that the Undead Nether Armor required energy to cast. The above-mentioned effect is to summon the power of the undead, not to consume the power of the undead. In other words, there is no burden for Liu Yan to use the Undead Ghost Armor. I just don't know if it's because of the special nature of the Undead Ghost Armor, or because of the fact that he is a hidden professional undead monarch. If it's the latter, then it's cool. Casting spells doesn't require energy, and it can be called one of the strongest passives. This is rumored to be an effect that can only be achieved after the mage turns 3. At this moment, Liu Yan's phone vibrated, and he picked it up to see that it was a message from Yang Wei. Liu Yan, I summoned a good thing, don't say brother doesn't want you, come quickly. Liu Yan was stunned for a moment. Could it be that Yang Wei really summoned the monster girl? After hesitating for a while, Liu Yan rushed towards Yang Wei's house. There are no summoners among the teachers in the school, so Liu Yan also wanted to see the abilities of summoners. Soon, Liu Yan came to the community where Yang Wei lived. Yang Wei's family background should be good. This community is considered a mid-range community, and Yang Wei bought it to live here for the convenience of school. Usually he is alone here, and he often invites Liu Yan to his house to play, and shows Liu Yan some borrowed movies from time to time, so Liu Yan is relatively familiar with Yang Wei's home. He came to the community building where Yang Wei was located, took the elevator to the 3rd floor, and Liu Yan knocked on the door. The door opened, and Yang Wei, who was sweating profusely, looked at Liu Yan with a very excited expression. However, Liu Yan keenly sensed a trace of fear from Yang Wei's excited expression. Before Liu Yan could think about it, Yang Wei pulled Liu Yan in. Liu Yan, come in. After closing the door, Yang Wei wiped the sweat from his forehead and took a deep breath. What's your situation? Shouldn't you watch the movie? Liu Yan looked at Yang Wei with a puzzled expression. Yang Wei's expression changed a few times, and then he looked at Liu Yan and said, there is something wrong with me. I won't be able to explain it to you for a while. Let you see what I summoned first. Saying that, Yang Wei pulled Liu Yan and prepared to go to the bedroom. You don't want to change your orientation, do you want to attack your brother? Liu Yan felt the sweat on Yang Wei's palm and asked suspiciously. Bum, even if I die, it's impossible for me to change my orientation. Yang Wei gave Liu Yan a white look, then came to the bedroom door and opened the door. Pink. As soon as the bedroom door was opened, there was a piece of pink inside. Against this pink background, Yang Wei's bedroom looked very charming. Play like this? Are the ambient lights used? Master, you are back. Before Liu Yan could react, a figure in front rushed towards Yang Wei. This figure has a beautiful face, a devil-like figure, and a bunch of black wings behind him are very small. Behind her, a pink tail curled up, forming a heart shape at the end. Damn it! Succubus? It was a succubus that rushed towards Yang Wei. It directly fell on Yang Wei's body. A pair of big red eyes stared straight at Yang Wei, full of charm. Liu Yan! Quickly pull this off me! Being attacked by this succubus, Yang Wei was trembling all over, and hurriedly shouted at Liu Yan. At this time, Liu Yan was still immersed in the shock of Yang Wei summoning the succubus. Hearing Liu Yan's words, he hurried forward and grabbed the succubus' arm. The succubus turned his head, his charming eyes stared at Liu Yan, and his tongue ran across his lips. Are you going to play with others too? As soon as the words fell, Liu Yan felt a strong force of charm coming towards him. In an instant, Liu Yan's face turned red, as if he was in the face-to-face scene of the female teacher of the island country, which made people feel a little unbearable. At the same time, Liu Yan felt that something in his body was moving towards the succubus in front of him. Liu Yan's body began to sweat, as if he had done a very intense exercise. Boom! At this moment, a dark blue aura surged out of Liu Yan's body, and instantly circulated around Liu Yan's body. What? The succubus in front seemed to have been hit by something, and its body flew out directly and landed on the big bed in front. Looking at Liu Yan again, this succubus' eyes were full of fear, as if he saw something terrible. At the same time, Liu Yan felt that the blushing situation quickly subsided. Yang Wei, who was beside him, gasped suddenly, and then the sweating on his body quickly subsided. Yang Wei, what's the situation? You summoned a succubus? But there's something wrong with this succubus. Liu Yan looked at the succubus on the big bed, although the other party was very charming, but at this moment he felt a fear in his heart. The other party definitely attacked him just now, although he didn't know what method he used. I just don't know why it was suddenly interrupted. But don't summoned creatures have to obey the summoner's orders? Could it be that Yang Wei ordered it? No, there was something wrong with Yang Wei's situation, as if he was also affected by this succubus attack. Yang Wei looked at Liu Yan and said, I don't know what's going on. The things I summoned seem a little abnormal. Other summoners can only summon one kind of creature fixedly, and with the improvement of their abilities, they can summon the stronger of such creatures. But I seem to be able to summon different creatures. I just started to summon a huge golden python. When I saw that it was not a monster girl, I was a little disappointed and cancelled the summoning directly. When I wanted to check the properties of this golden python and summoned it again, I summoned this succubus. Although she's not a monster girl, the succubus is also very good. I just wanted you to come and see it. But not long after I sent you the message, I realized that something was wrong. This succubus, yuyuganshu.com doesn't seem to be under my control. Uncontrollable. Liu Yan frowned and said, how is this possible? How could the summoner be unable to control his summons? I also think it's strange. Just when you came, I just wanted to show you. I didn't expect that she would even attack you. At this moment, the succubus curled up on the big bed, looked at Liu Yan and Yang Wei and said with a smile, what kind of attack? They just want you two to play with me. Look, her grandmother's consciousness is completely independent of this succubus. If I hadn't summoned it myself, I would have thought that some wild succubus was going to squeeze me out. Yang Wei pointed to the succubus on the bed. Jumped up and said. The succubus on the bed licked his lips, looked at Yang Wei and said, it turns out that the master likes this, so why not squeeze you dry? Saying that, the succubus on the bed wanted to continue to move towards Yang Wei. Seeing this, Liu Yan directly blocked Yang Wei. Although I don't know what's going on in the current situation, I seem to have blocked the charm of the other party just now. If you guessed correctly, it should be the reason why you hide the professional undead monarch. Between monsters and aliens, there is a superior person to suppress, and the identity of the undead monarch should be deterred by the other party. Sure enough, seeing Liu Yan blocking Yang Wei's face, the succubus in front stopped, and there was a hint of fear in his eyes. Liu Yan thought for a while and said to Yang Wei, have you checked the attributes of this succubus? Yang Wei was stunned for a moment, and then hurriedly said, not yet, I'm just excited, I'll take a look. The next second, Yang Wei's scream sounded. What? This is a level 20 succubus. 20 level succubus? Liu Yan was stunned when he heard the words, how is this possible? The creatures summoned by the summoner are generally about 5 levels higher than the summoner's level, and those who can summon more than 10 levels of their own are the geniuses of the sky. And Yang Wei can not only summon different summons, but can even summon summons that exceed his level 20? These words sounded unusual, but the fact happened right in front of Liu Yan's eyes, so he couldn't help but believe it. Could it be that Yang Wei is a genius summoner? But looking at Yang Wei's current appearance, Liu Yan couldn't associate him with a genius. Liu Yan's thoughts turned sharply in his heart, then looked at Yang Wei and asked, can the golden python you summoned last time be manipulated? Yang Wei thought for a while and said, yes. After the golden python came out, it was very peaceful, and it bowed its head towards me. You can summon manipulative summons, and you can summon uncontrolled summons that exceed level 20, Yang Wei, your summoning ability is just like a machine. Liu Yan stared at the succubus in front of him and said softly. Yang Wei wanted to cry but had no tears at this time. If he could choose, he would never want this instant summoning ability. Although you can summon a colorful creature like a succubus, how can you play without control? Now it's the summons that play him directly, and maybe it will kill him. Although Yang Wei is an LSP, he is not yet willing to give his life for sex. Liu Yan, what should I do now? I feel that this succubus was absorbing my energy before, will she really me dry? Yang Wei said with some fear. Liu Yan shook his head, then looked at Yang Wei and said, don't think too much about it, calm down and try to lift the summons. Yang Wei slapped his forehead, yes, why didn't I think of lifting the summons? Afterwards, Yang Wei bit his finger and drew a circular summoning circle pattern on the ground with fresh blood. Mobilizing the strength of his body, Yang Wei shot directly on the pattern of the summoning circle. OM. The summoning circle materialized, turned into a circle of light, and quickly enveloped the succubus on the big bed in front of him. The succubus glanced at Liu Yan, and there was a hint of hatred in his eyes, and then disappeared into the circle of light. Success, success! Yang Wei fell to the ground, wiped the sweat from his forehead, and instantly relaxed. Looking at Yang Wei, Liu Yan frowned and said, what's your situation? Why is your summoning ability so weird? Yang Wei squeezed the fat on his face and smiled bitterly, how do I know? It's not like I am the protagonist, it's special, right? Liu Yan thought for a while, looked at Yang Wei and said, don't be discouraged, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Although the creatures you summon may be uncontrollable, at least you can cancel the summon. Imagine, in the college entrance examination, if you summon a powerful creature, hide yourself far away, and let that creature fight, maybe you can get a high score. Hearing Liu Yan's words, Yang Wei was stunned for a moment, is this really possible? Liu Yan said, of course, you can lift the summon anyway, so there is nothing to be afraid of. Hearing this, Yang Wei changed his sullen state, instantly became alive, jumped up and laughed, ha ha ha, I will say that Yang Wei is a genius of the sky, and this world can summon creatures beyond his 20th level. Summoner, I am the only one. Looking at Yang Wei's appearance, Liu Yan couldn't help but said, but if the summoned one is a caterpillar, it will be over. The smile on Yang Wei's face froze, but then he didn't care, never mind, if a caterpillar is summoned, I will recognize it. After learning that his summoning ability might be of great use, Yang Wei no longer had any worries he had before. Liu Yan refused outright. He was not as busy as Yang Wei, and he still had a lot of things to do. After leaving Yang Wei's house and returning to his own home, Liu Yan exercised for a while before washing and sleeping. Although improving the system can quickly increase the physical quality, exercise is also possible, but the speed is slower. It may have been because of the reproductive system. Although Liu Yan had been exercising all the time, his body had not improved much. But now Liu Yan can clearly feel that along with the exercise, his physical strength is also increasing. Although the speed is very slow, it is better than nothing. For the next 3 days, in addition to delivering meals to Luo Liulai and chatting, Liu Yan was exercising at home and completing daily tasks by the way. Luo Liulai has already been injected with that low-grade treatment solution, and the situation has stabilized. As long as Liu Yan gets a good grade in the college entrance examination, he will have the resources to completely cure Luo Liulai. However, the daily quest rewards for these 3 days have not been released again. I want all of them. There are only 2 options for the first 2 days, free attribute points and skill attribute points. Choose one, and the first day is 3 points, the second day is 2 points. It seems that the rewards of daily tasks are also random, not fixed. Liu Yan did not hesitate, and directly chose the free attribute point. After all, he only has 1 undead ghost armor in his current skill, and level 3 is enough for now. The most important thing now is to bring up your physical attributes. And although there is a third option for the reward on the 3rd day, Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com, but the third option is the boxer's occupation skill book. Although the boxer is a fighter's 2nd rank occupation, this skill book can sell for a good price, but Liu Yan still chooses free attribute points. The most important thing now is to improve your own strength. The free attribute points on the third day are 2 points, and the THRE a day rewards add up to 7 free attribute points. Liu Yan mobilized his physical data. Strength, 8 physique, 9 agility, 12 intelligence, 20. After thinking about it, Liu Yan added these 7 free attribute points to strength and physique respectively. After all, his intelligence is very high now, so he doesn't need to give priority to improvement. And the physique is the most important, after all, it is related to the physique, so Liu Yan added 4 points. The Undead Monarch's attack is not only a magic attack, but also a powerful physical attack, so the strength should also be increased, plus 3 points. Strength, 1 physique, 1 agility, 12 intelligence, 20. After adding free attribute points, each attribute of Liu Yan surpassed the average of 10 points for high school students, and his body has greatly improved. In particular, the increase in physique made Liu Yan feel that his body was much tougher, and his muscles became more pronounced. Looking at his physical attributes, Liu Yan nodded with satisfaction, and then headed straight to the school. It's time for the college entrance examination. The current Liu Yan has great confidence in completing the achievement task. The top 10 in the school? Maybe he can go further. However, when Liu Yan was rushing to the school, a bright black car from the headquarters of Singa quickly drove out and galloped away in the direction of the People's Hospital. On the playground of No. 4 High School in Linen City, all the senior high school students were gathered here, crowded and excited. Because they are about to face the college entrance examination this year. Around the playground, all the students from the first and second grades of high school were on the scene. They felt the atmosphere of the college entrance examination in advance, and they would watch the pictures of the college entrance examination for a while to increase their experience. In the center of the playground, a quaint bronze mirror is quietly floating, with light flowing on it, exuding a terrifying wave. This is the secret mirror, a masterpiece after the mage becomes a space mage after the third turn. It can seal the magic cave in it and form a copy-like existence. And the content of the annual college entrance examination is to clear the magic cave sealed in the secret mirror. It's just that the difficulty of the secret realm is different every year, and the types of monsters in it are different, but the monsters that candidates face are the same every year. The assessment is carried out at the same time in the whole country. Whoever clears the customs first will complete the assessment. Then score according to the time and difficulty of customs clearance, and the ranking is determined by the score. The first place in the province is the first place in each province, and the first place in the country is the champion. After the ranking is decided, those with better grades will be rewarded by the school and the country, and they will be able to choose excellent universities. Dear classmates, the secret mirror will be opened in an hour, and you will all enter it, conduct an assessment in an independent secret space, and rank according to the clearance time. In addition, if you encounter fatal danger, don't be afraid. The secret mirror will directly send you out. Of course, your grades will also be fixed directly. Now, you can go to collect basic equipment and basic skill books, and prepare to enter the secret realm assessment. The examiner's voice echoed throughout the playground, making all the surrounding students excited. I don't know what kind of dungeon the secret mirror is this time, and what kind of monsters we have to face. I hope it's not too strong, otherwise it will be difficult. Humph. No matter what kind of monster it is, I will become the top 10 in the school and receive rewards from the school and the country. My profession is a mage. I've been practicing crazy for 3 days. As long as I rely on my coquettish position, I will definitely be able to get a good ranking. Listening to the discussions of the surrounding classmates, Liu Yan looked at the secret realm ahead and took a deep breath. Later, Liu Yan mobilized his attribute panel. Name, Liu Yan Level 0 Occupation, Undead Monarch Innate Skill, Undead Deterrence. As the Undead Monarch, all undead will fear your power, and when facing you, their attack and defense will be reduced by 50%. Innate Skill, Nether Soul Eater, as the undead monarch, you can devour the power of the soul of creatures that cannot resist the law and use it for your own use, and obtain 1% of the opponent's power. Talent Skill, Army of the Undead, as the Lord of the Undead, you can command a huge army of undead, and there is no upper limit to the number of undead you can control. The talent skill is fixed and cannot be upgraded. Undead Nether Armor, Level 3 summons the power of the undead, forming nether armor around the body, which can resist any form of damage. The current resistance value is 35, the duration is 10 minutes, and the cooling time is 5 hours. Strength, 1-1 Physique, 1-3 Agility, 12 Intelligence, 2-0 compared with other candidates. Liu Yan has 3 innate skills and undead ghost armor, and the 4 physical attributes are also beyond the ordinary line. This attribute can be said to be relatively high in the entire school. After all, before awakening, you can only use qi and blood supplements to slowly improve your physical fitness, and the gap is not big. Although the 3 days after awakening and until the college entrance examination, candidates from wealthy families can obtain the Essence Tonic to enhance their strength, but the Essence Tonic is not like the attribute points directly added by Liu Yan, and it takes time to absorb. Moreover, it is impossible to inject too many essential supplements in a short period of time. Even if you have money, you can increase your stats by 3 points in 3 days. Therefore, Liu Yan is still very confident in himself. In this college entrance examination, he will at least be in the top 10 of the school. Liu Yan, don't worry, even if you fail the college entrance examination, you can still come to my father's company. Brother will protect your prosperity and wealth. Yang Wei came to Liu Yan's side at some point, patted him on the shoulder, pretending to be old-fashioned. Liu Yan shook his head, looked at Yang Wei and said, "What? You want to take care of your brother? Don't think about it, this time you want to be in the top 10 in the school." Yang Wei said angrily, "Don't brag, it's still in the top 10. Even your necromancer doesn't pass the pass line for the second book. It's better to go directly to my father's company to work for the third book. Okay, let's go get basic equipment and skill books first." Liu Yan didn't explain too much to Yang Wei, and took Yang Wei to the school's treasure house beside him. Before the college entrance examination, the school will issue basic equipment and basic skill books to all candidates, so that candidates have enough combat power. And all candidates can only wear basic equipment to fight to ensure fairness. After all, powerful equipment can directly affect the assessment results. As for the skills, there is no requirement. If you understand other skills, you can naturally use them. This is your talent, not an external factor. Soon, Liu Yan received his basic equipment and basic skill book. Wooden staff, whiteboard intelligence +1 wooden armor, whiteboard constitution +2. The basic equipment that everyone receives is similar. UU reading www.uugonshu.com is just an axe for warriors, strength +1, archers for bows and arrows, agility +1, and wooden armor is a must. Then there are 2 basic skill books. Although there are not many necromancers, there is no problem in inheriting basic skills. Opening the 2 skill books, 2 rays of light instantly filled out, directly covering Liu Yan's body. Soon, Liu Yan felt that he had acquired 2 new skills. Skull Minion, Level 0 summons 2 skeleton minions to fight for you. Skeleton Minion attributes, Strength, 8, Constitution, 12, Agility, 4, Intelligence, 0. Skull Minions die in battle and enter a cooldown time 5 minutes, Undead Charge, Level 0. The summoned undead creature can be charged within 10 meters in front, causing 20 magic damage and increasing the attack speed of the charging undead creature by 30%. Cooling time 3 minutes. Both skills can only be regarded as the most basic necromancer skills, they are quite satisfactory, and the attributes of the summoned skeleton minions are okay. In fact, the necromancer is half a summoner, but it only summons undead creatures. Of course, compared to the summoner, the necromancer's summoning ability is not too outstanding, and the most powerful is the undead magic. It's just a pity that there are not many necromancers themselves, and even less undead magic has been passed down. Just as Liu Yan was about to go back and wait for the secret realm to open, a voice suddenly sounded in his mind. Ding! Because the host is the undead monarch, the acquired necromancer skill is automatically upgraded to the undead monarch skill. The skill skeleton minion has been upgraded to skeleton elite, and the skill undead charge has been upgraded to undead rampage. Please check the host. Liu Yan was stunned for a moment, but he did not expect that the two basic skills were actually upgraded. Skull Elite, Level 0. Summon 2 Skeleton Elites to fight for you. Skeleton Elite Attributes: Strength, 12, Constitution, 16, Agility, 6, Intelligence, 0. Skull Elites die in battle and enter a cooldown. The cooling time is 5 minutes. Undead Rage, Level 0 enhances the control of all attributes of undead creatures, instantly doubles it for 30 seconds, and increases the movement speed of charging undead creatures by 30%. The cooling time is 3 minutes. Looking at the two brand new skills, Liu Yan's eyes showed a hint of surprise. The skeleton soldier has become a skeleton elite. Although the intelligence has not increased, the other three attributes have been improved, especially the physique, which has reached 16 and can be used as a meat shield. And the undead fury is even more perverted, it can double the attributes of all the undead creatures it controls, and increase its movement speed by 30%. The movement speed of undead creatures is relatively slow. Although it only increases the movement speed by 30%, it is a great improvement for undead creatures. Although Undead Rage can only last for 30 seconds, it is definitely a perverted skill that can play a great role at critical times. Liu Yan excitedly waved the wooden staff in his hand and returned to the playground, waiting for the start of the college entrance examination. At 10 o'clock in the morning, the secret realm in the center of the playground emitted a ray of light, which directly covered all the examinees. The secret mirror information of this assessment instantly appeared in everyone's mind. Secret Realm, Undead Swamp Level, 0-10 Difficulty, Easy/Hard/Nightmare Clearance Conditions, Kill the undead creatures in the Undead Swamp. The kill of each undead creature is counted as points, and the clearance time is also counted as points. Please consider the balance between killing the undead creatures and the clearance time. After the customs clearance, the assessment is over, and the score is based on killing undead creatures and customs clearance time. Special reminder, the higher the difficulty of entering the game, the higher the score for killing undead creatures and customs clearance time. The rules are very simple: kill the undead creatures and clear the dungeon. The more undead creatures you kill, the faster the clearance speed, the better. As for the score consideration between difficulty, as well as the ratio of the number of killed undead creatures and the time to clear the customs, all are divided by authoritative people. After the final review, they will be announced in the form of points to ensure fairness and justice. Damn it! The Swamp of the Dead? Who is the examiner who asked the question this year? He asked such a wrong question. Yes, although there are a lot of undead creatures in the wild, they move slowly and can be avoided, so everyone's understanding of undead creatures is not very deep. Now it's worth seeing. I remember that the undead swamp in the secret mirror was introduced in the textbook, but it was in a relatively remote place, and there was very little information recorded. In this case, it will test the examinee's ability to adapt to changes. The surrounding teachers and the students in the first and second grades of high school also saw the information of the assessment, and they started talking about it. Liu Yan was overjoyed. Swamp of the Undead? In other words, what he has to face is the undead creature. Then his innate skill, Undead Stun, can come into play. Innate skill, Undead Deterrence. As the undead monarch, all undead will fear your power, and when facing you, their attack and defense will be reduced by 50%. Liu Yan was very excited when he saw the introduction of Undead Shock. All undead creatures will reduce their attack defense by 50%. This is a very powerful effect, enough to almost double the speed of Liu Yan's customs clearance. That being the case, Liu Yan pondered for a while, then chose the difficulty and entered the secret mirror. The candidates around also chose the difficulty one after another, and the light that enveloped them instantly disappeared into the simple bronze mirror in front of them, disappearing with their bodies. When a candidate enters the secret realm, it means that the college entrance examination begins, and the time for entering the independent secret realm will start. In the center of the playground, the examiner in charge of the college entrance examination order waved his hand, and a huge curtain appeared in the center of the playground. The small screens above showed the scenes of each candidate in the secret realm. I don't know how fast our school can pass the customs this time. I remember that last year's fastest customs clearance was 20-50 seconds on normal difficulty. Although the clearance speed is important, the number of undead creatures killed is also very important. If the clearance speed is fast, but the number of undead creatures killed is too small, the points will not be too many. You have all forgotten that the difficulty selection is the most important thing. The difficulty of killing undead creatures and the time points for clearing the level is far more than that of ordinary difficulty. Yet, it happened in previous years that I was very strong, and I chose normal difficulty. The time to kill monsters and clear the level was very short, but the final result was not as good as the candidates who chose nightmare difficulty. Choosing nightmare difficulty is equivalent to gambling. After all, nightmare difficulty is not something that everyone can pass. Once you don't pass the level, even if you kill more monsters, your points will be very low. The most important condition for obtaining high scores is just to clear customs. Reading www.ukansha.com. That's right, even the teacher told me that even the stronger candidates would choose the most difficult level, and only the top ones would choose the nightmare level. Fuck. Look, someone has chosen nightmare difficulty. Just when everyone around was discussing, an exclamation sounded, causing everyone's eyes to turn away. That's Zhou Xinggao, right? I remember that his family is very wealthy, and he has qi and blood supplements every day, and there is a special private trainer at home to train him to fight, and his previous assessment results were among the best. His fighting profession is a fighter. It is estimated that there are also essential supplements to improve his physical attributes in the past few days. It is quite normal to choose the nightmare level. Even so, the probability of him passing the nightmare level is only about 2/3. If he can't pass the level, he will be a fool. The probability of 2/3 seems to be quite high, but after all, this is the college entrance examination. Once an accident occurs, it will have a great impact on the future. And at this moment, another exclamation sounded, and it sounded like a scream. Fuck! What did I see? Mage. Some mage chose nightmare difficulty. In an instant, everyone's eyes slid over. After all, the mage's body is very fragile, and it is difficult to clear the level on nightmare difficulty. Among the candidates in Linen City, there are probably no more than 5 wizards who dare to choose nightmare difficulty, let alone their 4th high school. Everyone's eyes fell on a mirror image on the curtain in front. Under the mirror image, the candidate's information is written. Candidate, Liu Yan. Occupation, Necromancer. Choose difficulty, Nightmare. Necromancer? Am I right? Yet, if a powerful mage chooses nightmare level difficulty, it's shocking, but it can be imagined. But the Necromancer chooses nightmare level difficulty, how dare he? Could it be because the dungeon is the swamp of the undead, giving him some illusion? When I saw that the second person who chose nightmare level difficulty was a necromancer, there was an uproar around him. It is an exaggeration for a mage to choose a nightmare level difficulty, let alone a necromancer. When they saw Liu Yan's name, the surrounding students were stunned again. Liu Yan? Do you know this senior? Why haven't you heard of it before? Of course you haven't heard of it. This Liu Yan is from the follower class, not the regular class. What? Necromancer, or a student in the class, dare to choose nightmare difficulty? This senior really has a big heart. What's the big heart? I think it's just trying to use this method to gain attention. I know that I can't get any good results as a necromancer, so I use this method to attract publicity, and I'm just a clown. Zhang Fengjiu, the principal of No. 4 High School, frowned slightly and was very dissatisfied with this behavior of treating the college entrance examination as a performance. Wang Mude's brows are also wrinkled. Liu Yan is a student in his class. It is very good to be able to awaken to the combat profession. Even if he is a necromancer, Wang Mude still thinks that he has some potential. But what happened to the difficulty of his choice of the nightmare level? Is it really grandstanding? But he remembered that this Liu Yan was usually taciturn and would not do such a thing. Does he have any certainty? Then Wang Mude shook his head. How is this possible? For a necromancer, choosing nightmare difficulty is basically doomed. It is estimated that it will be sent out, and the college entrance examination will be ended in the form of a midterm assessment. At this time, Liu Yan slowly opened his eyes and found himself in a swamp. The surrounding environment is very humid, but there is a path in the swamp in front, which can allow the two of them to pass. On both sides of the passage, the dark swamp was bubbling constantly, exuding a faint stench. Nightmare level difficulty. The attributes of the undead creatures here will be higher than normal and difficult. Basically, 99% of the candidates will not choose the difficulty of the nightmare level. After all, if you can't clear the level, the score will be lower than the score of choosing the ordinary level, and the risk is too great. The timer had already started. Liu Yan did not hesitate, took a deep breath, and went straight to the path ahead. As soon as he stepped on the swamp, a large number of air bubbles appeared in the swamps on both sides, and then two skeleton soldiers emerged from the swamp. These two skeleton soldiers exuded a strong undead breath, their bones were white, and they held long knives, giving people a very dangerous feeling. At the same time, the swamp in the back also began to surge, and the skeleton soldiers began to show their heads. Liu Yan did not hesitate, and directly used the skill Skeleton Elite. The mental power was instantly consumed, and then two elite skeletons appeared under Liu Yan's feet. Compared to the small skeleton soldiers that appeared in the swamp next to him, the skeleton elite that appeared beside Liu Yan was obviously much taller, and he was also wearing worn-out bone armor, and the weapon in his hand was a bone spear. While ordering the two skeleton elites to rush towards the skeleton soldiers on both sides to meet them, Liu Yan checked the attributes of the skeleton soldiers appearing in the surrounding swamp. Skull Minion Level, Level 5 Strength, 16, Constitution, 20, Agility, 7, Intelligence, 0. As expected, it was a nightmare level difficulty. The skeleton minions that just came out were level 5, and their attributes were obviously higher than those of the same level skeleton minions on normal difficulty. The strength of 16 is already far surpassing most of the candidates. In addition to the physique of 20, the attack is high enough to make all candidates despair. Unfortunately, it's useless. In front of Liu Yan, the attack and defense of all undead creatures must be reduced by half. That is to say, the strength of the skeleton minions facing Liu Yan is 8, and the physique is 10. The attributes of the skeleton elites far surpassed them. Liu Yan didn't need the undead berserk. Following the death of the two skeleton soldiers, two strands of fluorescent light emerged from their corpses and quickly submerged into Liu Yan's body. Kill monsters and upgrade power. The two skeleton soldiers made Liu Yan a direct upgrade. The college entrance examination is actually a safe upgrade environment for candidates. After all, killing monsters in the wild to upgrade, but there is no protection mechanism, and they will not be teleported away in the face of death threats. This is also considered a benefit for candidates, and it is also a necessary process. Candidates level up by killing monsters continuously, then face higher level monsters, and finally kill the final boss level monsters to pass the test. Ding detect the host to gain combat experience and upgrade. As an undead monarch, you can fully control your own power. The system will convert the power into free attribute points for the host to freely choose and improve. The voice that appeared in his mind made Liu Yan stunned for a moment, and then a look of joy appeared on his face. Yu reading www.yuuganshu.com. After changing to a combat profession, you can gain combat experience and level up by killing monsters. However, the power of the upgrade is automatically increased. According to different occupations, the focus of the upgrade is also different. For example, the power of the warrior upgrade will give priority to the strength and physique, and the mage will give priority to the intelligence. Of course, this is not absolute. Each time you upgrade your strength, the 4 attributes will be different and uncontrollable. But Liu Yan is able to convert the power of upgrading into free attribute points, and then freely choose the direction of upgrading. In this way, it is completely free to make up for shortcomings and targeted improvement. Soon, Liu Yan felt that he had 4 free attribute points and 1 skill attribute point. Every time you level up, you can get the power equivalent to 4 free attribute points and 1 skill attribute point. After reaching the 2nd rank, the free attribute points and skill attribute points obtained by upgrading will increase. But ordinary people will be automatically assigned, and Liu Yan can choose by himself. This is a huge advantage. However, the improvement of attributes is not only based on the strength obtained by leveling up, but also with the help of regular exercise and resources such as essence supplements, which can improve the 4 attributes. So there will be cases where there are more low-level 4 attributes than high-level ones. The same is true for skill attribute points. You can rely on comprehension and training to increase your skill proficiency, not just relying on skill attribute points to improve. After all, this is reality, not a game. Liu Yan gathered his thoughts, and while ordering the 2 skeleton elites to attack the skeleton soldiers that appeared around him, he thought about how to add attributes. After thinking about it, Liu Yan directly added all the free attribute points to strength.